Are you tired of using the same old drone moves? Do your drone videos not impress your family and friends anymore? Are you frustrated because you keep doing the same thing over and over again? Well, not anymore.
Hi, Tomato here with my new set of drone movement spices. The fastest and easiest way to take your old boring drone videos and make them incredible once again. It's as easy as picking from one of our signature spices from mild all the way to Inferno and just using it. This spice makes everything nice. So check this out. Each one of these spices contains the same 3 base ingredients that you can even change. The first ingredient is the distance from your drone from what you're shooting. It can help show your audience a lot of information. Compare your subject with the background, focus attention on your subject, or shift focus from your subject to a wider perspective, or even vice versa. And it's all done through movement either towards or away from your subject. Second is your drone speed. The slower you go, the more your audience will be able to see everything in your frame, including the landscape and subject if you have one. The faster you go, the more motion you'll show your audience. Wow! And finally, you gotta choose what you want your audience to focus on, whether that be a subject or the whole entire picture. And you can even decide if you do use a subject, whether the subject is moving or standing still. Just because all these spices have the same similarities as one another doesn't mean they don't have their own differences and even kick. Full disclaimer, all of these movements are actually shot using the standard configuration or what comes out of the box. That's where the left stick is for gaining or losing altitude and rotating left and right, whereas the right stick is for moving forwards, backwards, left, and right. So keep that in mind when using these spices. First, our mild spice is great for all the basic one-directional movements. For example,
our first move is moving the drone upwards. This is great for showing your audience heights and seeing the bigger picture. Next is moving the drone downwards. Use this move with the camera pointed down to zoom in on an object or a person of interest. You're always going to have to land your drone, so why not capture it? Especially when you're in a beautiful place. Using the right stick, you can move the drone forwards or push in. Fly your drone up high and create an establishing shot, or follow your subject from behind. You can always tilt the camera downwards to get that classic bird-eyes view of what's happening below. You can even do the opposite and move the drone backwards. This is always great for revealing a bigger picture. Make sure that nothing is behind you so you don't crash. Move the right stick left or right to move that drone in that direction. This is called sliding. This is another great way to follow your subject or do a slow reveal. Finally, you can always move the camera up and down. This is best when you want to leave the drone still, but still follow a subject from behind.
The next spice is medium. This is great for when you want to throw in something a little extra and add a second direction.
Slowly reveal your landscapes or create a wider view for your audience. This move can also help shift focus from your subject to the wider landscape. This move is a great way to slowly move focus away from your subject to a larger picture. It also works when your subject is moving downwards, like rappelling, and you have room to work with vertically. Great for slowly revealing landscapes or creating a narrower view for your audience. This move is great for showing your audience a higher view. It also works for focusing on a subject while it's moving. Or do the opposite by moving downwards while rotating the camera up. Start off above your subject with the camera pointed downward. Then, as you move the drone backwards, raise the camera up to follow your subject. Rotating the drone while moving it upwards to see the bigger picture is always great when you're moving slow. You can always point the camera down and rotate around a certain point. Remember, doing this too fast will cause your audience to become sick. Keep your downward shots interesting by slowly rotating the drone. This can help give it a more dramatic look. For those times when you want to do a dramatic reveal, move backwards and reveal new sights on either the left or right side of the screen. Follow along the landscape or subject diagonally. This is best when you move parallel with what you're shooting. You can also do the opposite by going backwards. Sliding the drone while moving the camera up is another great way to reveal new information for your audience. Rotate around a subject or a point to get different angles. You can also do the same thing, except you aren't looking at the point you're rotating around.
Next, you can turn up that heat by using 3 different directions to really bring out that hot spice.
Move up and forwards while rotating the camera down to transition from a wide shot to a subject. Or move backwards instead to focus on the subject while moving away. Rotate around a subject while moving upwards to get a bigger picture. Or you can always move downwards instead. Start higher than your subject and follow them as they move down. Or, if the subject is moving upwards, follow them with the camera. Use this move for getting a lower look while rotating the camera to keep your subject focused. While orbiting a subject, move your drone upwards to reveal what's behind it. Or, move downwards to hide the background behind the subject. You can orbit around an object while moving away from it. It's a fun shot that will spice things up.
However, you can always take it to the next step by using our on fire spice and use 4 different directions.
Move your drone in an upward spiral and follow your subject by moving the camera down. While this is great for still subjects, you can challenge yourself by using a moving object. Or you can move your drone in a downward spiral while rotating your camera up. Move forward or backwards to focus on large subjects instead of moving your camera up or down. Or you can do the opposite by moving your drone downwards instead.
And for those who like taking the heat up to maximum, our Inferno Spice is going to make sure that anybody watching your clips feels the heat. Whew! Man, it's just hot just touching it.
This is one of the spiciest moves you can do with your drone. To do it, move away from your subject by spiraling upwards and backwards, while also keeping your camera centered on your subject. Move towards your subject by spiraling downwards and forwards.
With these 5 tasty drone movement spices, you can create some spicy and even delightful drone shots. However, if you're looking for more videos to satisfy your drone fix, I'd recommend this one. It's pretty good.